Hey everyone, Rock DIY here. I'm going to talk about this Porter cable, 6-gallon, 150 PSI, maintenance-free air compressor. I've had it for almost 10 years and I've had no problems with it. Of course, it's only 6-gallon and max PSI is 150. Hasn't been an issue for me. Use it for just about everything. I use it in the workshop, tire pressure, use it as blower for air filters and stuff. And just recently started having issues with it where what would happen is I would turn it on, it would build up the pressure. Of course, you can increase or decrease the pressure that you want up to 150 PSI. There is a tank pressure and there is also the regulated side of it, and the tank side goes to 300, regulated pressure goes to 200. You do have two separate hose attachments. And well, get to my point here. So haven't had any issues with it until just recently, and what would happen is I would power it up, it would build up pressure, and then all of a sudden it would just pop really loud and you would see the two needles here just drop and it was losing pressure. The reason why it was losing pressure is because of this safety relief valve that's on it, that it's in the manual if you look up the manual for this, but it doesn't, it's not like something that really sticks out, so you have to really read and then you're like, oh, okay, that's more than likely what it is. So in order to get to the safety relief valve, it's right underneath this cover, and there is a very small Allen wrench or Allen head screw in here. I don't even know what this size is right here. It's not even marked, but it is very small. And because I've never taken it off before, I had to use the air compressor with a blower tip on it, blow it out, and then I actually had to put WD-40 in it, scrape it some, and then I was finally able to put this in there. So you take this off, you'll see the safety relief valve here. And what was happening, and I'll actually show it because this is the original one. What happens is pressure builds up and then this will kick out. And most of the time after it blows really loud, this will stay out and it will actually bleed all the way down. And all I have to do is come up and just barely tap it and it'll close it back up, build back up pressure, and then it'll blow again and it'll just keep going. So it's been a nuisance. So what I was doing is I was actually still using it, but I would let it build up, turn the power off, and then pay attention to the gauges. And when it got low or I didn't have any air pressure left, I would start it back up. But the main point of this is you can't just purchase one of these and throw it on, because you'll be very lucky if you can find one of these at a hardware store. It's very specific to Porter cable air compressors. They can be used with others, but the information you need in order to buy one of these is stamped on it, and it's very small writing. So make sure you look at it very carefully before you purchase one, because there's going to be information that's on it that if you don't have it, you will more than likely buy the wrong one. Or you could just assume this one looks like the one online, so I'm just going to buy it. The issue is that this specific one is a 1/4 inch NPT and it's set for 165 PSI with 52 SCFM. Those numbers are very important when you purchase this, because you could purchase one that it's set for 150 PSI, and if you purchase that one and put it on here, it will blow the safety valve all the time. Or if you buy a lower PSI. And there are a lot of different ones out there. There's probably 20, 25 different ones, because every air compressor is going to have a different PSI. And if you get it too low, it's just going to blow every time. So I'm going to show what I'm talking about, because the old one's still on here. I'm going to build up the pressure and you'll see what happens. All right, so the safety relief valve was popping at 150 on the tank, and then over here on the regulated side, it was right at 145. And then it's important to note that I don't have this adjusted all the way up pressure wise. It's basically right in the middle, so it's not popping because I've got it maxed out. The wrench required to remove the safety relief valve is a 9/16. Just make sure that before you start removing it that all of the air pressure is out of the tank. So I just took this off. Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to see, but if you look right in here, you'll see all the printed data that you need in order to purchase a new one of the same type. There's the old one, and there's the new one. Same type, and even before I bought a new one, I removed this, sprayed WD-40 on it, let it sit for a while, tried to clean it up some. It made no difference. I think it's just completely maintenance free. So I'll put the new one on and test it out. These do come with a thread lock on them, so you don't have to worry about buying any or you finding some. All right, that's on there. Pull it a few times just to exercise it. Then start it back up, and I'm gonna shut off the camera until it gets close to pressure, and then we'll see. I'll turn the camera back on when it gets closer and see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't blow out again, because that would not be good. Once you get your new safety relief valve on, what you do is go ahead and turn the power on, and then just look at your tank pressure and your regulated pressure. Make whatever adjustments you need, and it should shut off when you want it to shut off. Something else to pay attention to is that if you do order one of these, when you get it, make sure you check it out and make sure it's the one you ordered, because the first one I ordered, when I got it, it was completely wrong. So I had to return it and get the correct one.